It's just more celebrity bullshit. I think people are just tired of it, quite frankly. It's like, look, she was rude, let's move on. But then things started to take a turn. Things started to come out about Cole. Whoa. This is the sweet, friendly Cole from the Glambot. He's the one who's responding in such a rude and passive-aggressive way. Like, maybe he thinks he's a celebrity now, and he thinks he's above all of us as well. Another DM surfaced, and it's not looking good. Okay, floodgates were open. Like I said, they just kept coming. Okay, it just kept coming. The hits, they didn't stop. All right, guys, if I were a celebrity, I would avoid that Glambot like the damn plague. I would not go near that thing. So even if you don't know what the Glambot is, you probably have seen clips of it before online. So it's become this viral thing, especially on these red carpet events like the Emmys, Golden Globes, Grammys. Basically for the last 10 years, the Glambot has been at every single one of these events, creating viral moments with this high-speed camera. And here you can see Lady Gaga standing in front of it. Basically what the Glambot does is it creates slow motion cinematic videos of celebrities, okay? So basically it'll come in super fast and you have about 1 to 2 seconds to do a little bit of a movement and then it's over. So the behind the scenes is kind of crazy to watch, and then the videos are set to music and it like looks really cool and it creates all these viral moments. But mostly it's become viral because it's videos of celebrities, and obviously people are very intrigued by celebrities. People really look forward to it. I think even more than the awards sometimes. It's a good way to showcase the outfits that people are wearing. It's a good way to talk about celebrities and culture and moments. And some of the clips have honestly become bigger than the award show moments themselves. So I can't underestimate to you how impactful the Glambot has become to celebrity culture in the last several years. It is not an exaggeration to say a Glambot can make or break a celebrity, okay? It will either haunt them for years or it will propel them further into the spotlight. It's become a major point of pop culture. And you can see here that this is the director. You might even recognize him because he posts a lot of the videos. His name is Cole. He posts them to like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. All these videos go very viral. You have definitely seen a Glambot video before. Let's just put it that way. Now, what I find personally fascinating is that it's actually pretty difficult to create a viral moment these days. There's so many different celebrities, there's so many influencers, everybody's online, everybody's making videos every single day, yet it feels like the Glambot delivers every time. Like every award season, there's some crazy drama happening with the Glambot. Somebody did a horrible Glambot, somebody did a great Glambot. A lot of it functions off celebrities, and so therefore, if anyone wants to create a viral moment or anyone wants attention, they most certainly are going to stop on the red carpet to do the Glambot, okay? And a lot of the virality and social media buzz can be largely attributed to the current director of the Glambot, okay? So this is Cole, as I mentioned earlier. He basically stands there and directs the celebrities and influencers as they walk into the Glambot section, and he'll kind of, you know, direct them on what moves to do and, you know, maybe how they should spin if they need help with that. Some celebrities have their own ideas for what they should do, but yeah, he basically is like 3, 2, 1 action guy. And he is the one that posts a lot of these videos, and because of that, his account has grown significantly. So he's at almost 13 million followers, and some of his video views are like absolutely insane. This one with Anya Taylor-Joy has 40 million views. The one with J-Lo recently that we're going to be discussing has 40 million views, 7 million, 25 million, 21 million, 20 million. And this is just on TikTok, by the way. They're cross-posted to every other platform. This has become pretty humongous, I would say. Now let's discuss the viral J-Lo clip. As I mentioned earlier, a good Glambot can make or break a person. And in this situation, it's not doing good things for J-Lo. I think one of the fascinations with the Glambot and the videos is that Cole posts a lot of the behind the scenes footage, like the footage of the celebrity walking up to him, shaking his hand or greeting him, and then getting into position, and then he posts the result of the video. So you get a lot more than just this, you know, slow motion video. You get the entire backstory of how this moment came to be. Now, I think one of the most interesting things that has transpired from all of the behind the scenes Glambot footage is this sort of fly on the wall opportunity that the viewer gets watching the celebrity interact with Cole. Now, Cole is obviously the director and he has a big social media following, but it wasn't always that way. For the most part, a lot of people view Cole, the director, as largely like an everyday person, okay? He's just the guy working the Glambot. A lot of people wouldn't consider him to be a celebrity himself. So when celebrities are very kind to him or unkind, like in this case, it almost functions as somewhat of a litmus test as to whether or not this celebrity would be nice to, let's say, a service worker or an everyday person who can't offer them anything, okay? And even more so than that, would this person be nice to me, someone who's not a celebrity, someone who's just a normal person, okay? I think it's become almost like a true test of character because some celebrities don't know that they're being recorded even before they step onto the GlamBot stage, let's say, okay? So that's become a huge fascination and appeal of a lot of these videos as well. J-Lo in this situation does not come across as being very kind or friendly, let's say, to Cole. She kind of completely ignores him. I do have a behind the scenes of what transpired, so let's watch that. Here's J-Lo stepping on to the GlamBot stage. So she's not looking at him. She's kind of preparing to do the GlamBot. Okay, she's turning. She's like getting all in the zone, all right, to do it. It happens very fast. I'll give her that, okay? Doesn't really acknowledge Cole. He's giving her directions. She turns around, okay? And she does it, okay? He's talking to her at this moment, by the way. He's waving to her, and then she just waves to the paparazzi and walks off, okay?
J-Lo, we love you.
So yeah, she's just walking away and not paying attention to anybody. A lot of people felt like this was an extremely rude and revealing moment for J-Lo, where it's like, ooh, that was like really beyond mega rude. A lot of people felt like she didn't even acknowledge his existence, and it came across very pretentious, very rude, very unfriendly. And like I said, a good GlamBot can make or break you. And unfortunately, this did not do very well for her PR. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these comments. So the wave while walking away wasn't even at him, but at the other cameras. So it wasn't even Cole that she waved bye to. Yeah, he was like clearly waving to her in the original video. She just totally turns around. Never said hello, never really did anything. So she really didn't talk to him. That's rude AF. This angle makes everything worse. You know, J-Lo's not gotten great PR. There have been rumblings that she's maybe not so nice of a person. Okay, that's just been in the press. Okay, allegedly, I don't know. There's been rumors she's not very friendly. J-Lo, we love you. No, the we don't. Okay, with almost 30,000 likes. Oh, so this was even worse than I thought. He did end up posting the final result, and some people speculated that maybe he didn't put like a beautifying filter on it. It sort of came out unflattering in a lot of people's opinion, and people speculated that maybe he had done that because she was rude to him. I'm not sure, okay, but the whole thing was a mess, start to finish. It became pretty much a huge viral moment, okay? This was the caption that he posted. So, the Queen J-Lo, she walked the carpet so close to it closing, it might have been technically closed at that point. So I was happy she was able to quickly stop. No messing around, just wham bam, thank you glam. So he posted this video. The comments were brutal, to put it plainly. This one has almost 400,000 likes, and this video's got over 40 million views at this point. No smile, no hello, nothing. The GlamBot did her so dirty. I love it, okay? This is her. You know, a lot of people do not take kindly to the idea that you are not nice to the friendly, everyday guy Cole. A lot of people have come to love the director Cole. A lot of people almost feel sort of protective over him. You know, if a celebrity's rude or cold to him, it does not bode well. You know, a lot of people will not easily forget that. It's very important to be nice to everybody, obviously. Using your GlamBot and she's gonna act like that, her aura just sucks and it shows. GlamBot didn't deserve her stank attitude. The press was starting to get out of control. The difference between J-Lo GlamBot and Lisa GlamBot is insane. So a lot of people comparing nice, friendly celebrities who are very kind to Cole versus J-Lo. She didn't even speak to him. That has almost 1 million likes. Cole knew what he was doing, releasing the unedited version, not her turning away as you speak to her. 100,000 likes. She can't speak. 140,000 likes. I believe every rumor I've heard about her. 480,000 likes. Guys, it was a disaster. Okay, to put it plainly, a disaster for J-Lo. And the GlamBots are so important to celebrities' public image. And these already extremely viral videos became even more viral when people started making parodies of J-Lo's GlamBot. Now, here's something that I find very interesting, and this speaks to the power of the GlamBot, okay? This influencer that you see right here, okay, Haley Bailey, is actually an influencer who has massively benefited from a successful Glambot, because not so long ago, she was actually someone who fell out of public favor, okay? She was in some controversies that did not look good for her public image. She dressed up as Marie Antoinette at the Met Gala, and people were not having it. They felt like it was very tone deaf. Okay, that was among other things that were happening. However, less than a year later, she was on the red carpet for whatever reason, and she had the opportunity to get a Glambot done. And many people consider it to be one of the best Glambots ever made. And she's, I think, done maybe one or two more as well, and they all come out really good. You know, some people are just better at them than other people. It completely transformed her public image. And I think, to me, this is like the more interesting topic personally than the J-Lo stuff, because it's like, do I really care about J-Lo? No, I don't. No, not really. I don't. But I think the more interesting conversation is the power of the Glambot and how it can shape the narrative around celebrities and influencers. And for example, people will comment screenshots of the Glambot that she's done on random videos that have nothing to do with what she's making a video about, and people just keep bringing it up because people love a good Glambot, okay? She was literally right back in public favor. Anyway, this TikTok we're about to watch goes deeper into this topic.
So I don't want to dogpile, because I do think the internet can be like really, really mean to J-Lo, but this interaction, I guess lack of interaction, of her doing the Glambot with Cole at the Golden Globes was so jarring to see. I'm sure you guys have seen the viral clip. She essentially does not acknowledge him the entire interaction. Like, she doesn't say a word to him. She doesn't make eye contact with him. Like, he's like the dirt on her shoe.
It's pretty hard to see it any other way. People will try, okay? The J-Loers, I don't know what her fan base is called, but you know, they will try to say, oh, she did nothing wrong. I think it's pretty hard to argue that she was being a really super friendly, kind person in the video.
And it's really heartbreaking to see. But the crazy thing is, like, for me, if I was a publicist for a celebrity, or like if you're just a celebrity in general and you get the chance to do a Glambot on a red carpet, this can like have high potential to derail your career. And like, I don't say that lightly. Glambots are so polarizing. I think it's because of the detail. I think it's the height of camera. I think it's the slow-mo. And I think it's like the chaos of the red carpet. Like, there's so many uncontrolled variables with a Glambot.
I really do believe that it's the behind the scenes footage. It truly feels like you're getting a bird's eye view of a celebrity interaction that they don't know that you're watching. It feels like a social experiment in some ways. I mean, a lot of celebrity culture feels like a social experiment, let's be honest. But it feels almost like, what would this person do in this situation? Okay, are they gonna make the right decision? Are they going to be nice to, you know, like I said, the service worker or the everyday person? You know, are they nice to people? Are they a nice person? Like, I think it's fascinating. I think also it does take a certain level of skill to do a good Glambot. The Glambot is the most important part of the awards show, arguably. Okay, I'm saying it. I think it might be. This is a video that's going to last for a very long time, and you can't really redo it.
When you get it right, you get it right. Like, when you get it right, it can make you as a celebrity look like the coolest person in the world. But when you get it wrong, it sticks with you forever.
100%. And people have like running lists, and a lot of people have maybe even seen these videos where it's like ranking the worst Glambots of all time. And you know, the one that always comes to mind is Joey King, which is so unfortunate. Like, and I think she did eventually redeem herself. Unfortunately, like, even though she redeemed herself with a better one, the horrible one will always be in pop culture. Okay, it will always be cemented forevermore into our brains as like, this was the worst Glambot of all time. And I think that, unfortunately, what's interesting as well is that it can kind of shape the public opinion around you, and maybe even have implications for your career, okay? Like, maybe you won't be cast if you get a bad Glambot. You might not be cast for certain roles because you've lost your aura or something around you, which is kind of insane to say. If you don't have this cool it girl persona because you got a really corny and awful Glambot, maybe you're not gonna be cast for a specific role anymore. It's really that serious.
There are some celebrities that have like almost like probably Emmy nominated roles, but like the most viral piece of media about them on the internet is like a bad Glambot that they did one.
You might go home and like clear with all the awards that you do, and people will still only remember your Glambot.
So you don't want to be mean in general, but like the last person on earth you want to be mean to on a red carpet is the man who owns the Glambot footage. Like, I'm sure this is not a thing, but I wouldn't be surprised if there are some publicists that have offered to pay him like money to like delete some files because of how bad the celebrity looks in them.
Oh, I guarantee it. And we're gonna run into this problem very soon.
Because they just don't want it to stick with that celebrity. So like, to be mean to him is like, he's sitting on the Glambot files. Like, girl, You don't want to piss off Cole. He could probably make or break a career with some of the videos in his Google Drive of like some celebrities that have never been posted, which, yeah, it's just so insane to me. This interaction is so crazy.
And here's some of the comments on this video. Like, Joey King's glam bot will be remembered for centuries. That's all I think of when I see her. Like, people can't even see celebrities now without thinking, oh, I remember that person's glam bot that one time. Okay. Does anyone remember Andrew Garfield's glam bot? Love him dearly, but he was very cold towards Cole. So like I said, people are very protective of Cole. Anyone that's not nice to him or comes across as being cold to him, not good. Okay. I remember when everyone was like, I kind of like Ethan Slater now because he had a good glam bot. They are so important. A bad one can make or break you, but a good one, like I said, like with Haley Bailey, the influencer, Ethan Slater in this example, people are like, you know what? After watching a good glam bot, they're like, maybe I'll watch this person's movies now. Now I'm kind of looking at him different. Maybe this person's cuter than I thought they were. Like, I'm not kidding. You will have a following, a cult following, if you do get a good glam bot. And people will want you to be on the red carpets. Mind you, Cole said his glam bot isn't mandatory. Celebrities choose to stop and do it. She could have kept it moving. Yeah, I think he said too that the red carpet was pretty much over, but she stopped and did it anyway. I don't know. I think she probably wishes she just kept on walking at this point. Cole also knew exactly what he was doing, posting her glam bot footage. Calculated king. Lady Gaga didn't look like she was up for small talk too, but at least acknowledged Cole, said thank you, and gave a hug. Glambot is especially showing us how celebrities treat service workers. We never get filmed interactions of them talking to servers, drivers, basically any other service industry job that comes into contact with them, so it's telling watching the tape back. Yes, a lot of people see Cole as, you know, one of us, obviously. Cole is the kindest person. That's what upsets me. He's literally kind to everyone, so her being that rude was just unnecessary. In my opinion, the final glambot is not as important as the BTS interaction with Cole. Nailing that is so much more important. Cole is seriously the sweetest person. I don't see how anyone can be rude to him, celebrity or not. He who controls the glambot controls celebrity. This is true. This is the point I'm trying to make, is that the glambot is controlling right now celebrity pop culture in a way that I don't know that people are aware of. I think people are waking up to it now and having conversations about it now. I mean, we're having this conversation, but it feels like it kind of just happened. No, because how they interact with Cole is sometimes more important than the final picture. Look at how nice Olandria was to him, and her glambot slayed. This is just an example, y'all. This is just an example. Getting the horrible glambot, everyone's talking about it. Well, it's so bad and so viral and so talked about and discussed at this moment. J-Lo's team had to intervene. Let's just say allegedly, okay? And many people are saying, oh, her PR team works quick. So it was reported, and there was a video actually posted by TMZ of Jennifer Lopez was filmed giving away money to a homeless man who approached her car in LA today. So you're just telling me TMZ just happened to be filming J-Lo and she just happened to be handing out wads of cash? I think the TMZ clip actually said, it was captioned, J-Lo seen handing out wads of cash. You know, come on. Truly, that's the power of the glambot. And a lot of people were speculating that her team went into full-on crisis mode, okay? Now that she has to start handing out cash to people. It's crazy. And more people started to speculate that J-Lo's team was truly in crisis mode when Cole decided to take to his TikTok and post this video, which to my knowledge, I don't really remember him ever going on camera and talking to the camera directly and addressing a specific celebrity interaction. This is really one of the first times that he's done that in my memory. He went on to discuss the viral J-Lo situation, and people were speculating that maybe her team had reached out to him to get him to make this type of video, okay?
Do get asked all the time, who was the worst glambot? Who was the meanest? Who was the rudest? And honestly, everybody on the internet needs to just calm down. Now, I'm not here to tell anybody how they should feel, but there was only one other person outside of J-Lo that was in that conversation, and that person was me. These are some things that I've actually wanted to say for a while, but there's never really been a chance to sort of like talk about the world at which the glambots exist. But now, I guess, is a great time to talk about what it's like on the carpet.
Look, okay, people had mixed emotions about this video, okay? He comes on here basically to defend J-Lo and say, look, you know, I didn't feel she was rude. You know, I'm the only one that can speak on this. This interaction didn't feel rude to me, which, you know, I personally feel like, of course he has to say this, even if it's not true, because he needs celebrities to feel like going on a glambot and doing a glambot is something that's approachable. He doesn't want to have celebrities scared to do a glambot. He wants as many celebrities as he can get to do the glambot. So I understand why he's making this video, but some people at the same time felt like, you know, why are you running defense for J-Lo? Okay, you know, we saw something with our own eyes. We saw her being rude. Why are you telling us that we're wrong? Some people don't like that.
The first thing to know about doing glambots is that glambots are completely elective. Nobody's forcing you to do these things. If you want to do it, you can. If you're in a bad attitude, you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it.
Well, the problem is that she did do it and she could have been nice. Okay, you can be nice. You do have a choice between, am I friendly or am I not friendly?
So anybody that stops, I already like you because you're taking the time to do my thing, and this is generous of you because you don't have to do it. 2, red carpets are so insane. All of the celebs are like getting ushered to like, hey, do this thing, do this thing, do this thing. As you're walking in between stuff, people are screaming at you. It's just a really crazy environment. So when people land on the glam bot, like sometimes they don't know what they're walking up to. You know what I mean?
I feel like I could accept that excuse maybe when it was 2016, 2017. Not now. Okay, not now. I feel like everybody knows what a glam bot is, especially celebrities. Okay, if you're in LA or in the entertainment world, you know what a glam bot is. Let's not all play stupid. Let's not pretend we don't know what this is. I think we've all imagined, okay, what would my glam bot look like? You know, would I be able to do a glam bot? You know, I think we all think we would probably do a great job. But if you've seen any of these videos, you're like, you probably naturally have been like, okay, I wonder what mine would come out looking like. So you don't think celebrities who love seeing videos of themselves and love getting people talking about them wouldn't think about doing a glam bot, don't know what it is, haven't seen the videos? Come on, please. I think that they prepare. Sometimes I think people wear specific outfits because they know it'll read well in the glam bot. Truly.
Like J-Lo here. I'm talking about a ton of celebrities in the past that sort of like land and they're like kind of like a little like, what's going on? It's just because it's just so crazy.
J-Lo was not landing like what's going on. She had a goal. She knew what she was doing. She was like, had her pose all ready to go. She looked like a professional, quite frankly.
The third thing. These celebrities, they're at work. They're there to do a thing, to promote their show, to be a guest, to be a presenter. They're working. So some people, chatty at work. Some people, not so chatty at work.
I just don't know that there's ever a reason to be like rude or dismissive or overlook somebody, treat them as if they don't exist. You don't acknowledge their existence. Somebody you're working with, like, yes, she's at work and she's working with you. You're the director. You should acknowledge that person. Like, I don't know that the narrative should really be, oh, these people are at work. They're just not chatty. You know, like, she should acknowledge you.
And it's not really my place to be like, oh, you should be a certain way. I'm just sort of like reacting in those moments and giving people the best chance to do their best glam bot that they can. So with that world set, I do get asked all the time, who was the worst glam bot? And honestly, I don't have an answer. I mean, literally.
Like, is he really going to come on here and say who had the worst? No, of course he's not going to say that. Unfortunately, how a lot of this video was rating was like, it's just more celebrity bullshit. I think people are just tired of it, quite frankly. It's like, look, she was rude. Let's move on.
I've never felt that people were like rude to me in that moment. The world is just so crazy that like when people are distracted or like less chatty or like thinking about other stuff, I don't take it personally. And even with J-Lo, like I didn't take it personally. I didn't feel rude in that moment. I think there's a couple things that sort of like added to the fuel of this idea. One, like she's just down to business. The carpet was closed. She's ready to go inside. She knew what she was going to do. You know, she got into the position, and I think it was just like unfortunate that the position was she was facing away from me. So I am talking to her. She is looking away, but she's getting ready for the move. And in the moment, I'm not like, hey, like turn around and look. Like I knew what she was doing. She was getting ready. I knew she was getting ready. I knew it was late. We were just like getting through it. That moment didn't feel rude. Another one people talk about is Cara Delevingne a couple years ago at the Oscars, and like people were like commenting.
Guys, I'm telling you, this is years ago and people still bring it up. Somebody having an uncomfortable interaction, something that felt rude or off or whatever.
You're like, oh, she's so rude. But like, I thought she was super sweet. I think the very start of the clip, she kind of like rolled her eyes and like walked up. I honestly didn't even see her roll the eyes in the edit. If I did, I would have cut it out. And again, I never felt that was rude.
I don't know if people like that he would admit that he would cut it out, like to make the celebrity look good. You know, I think it's good to maybe hold people accountable sometimes and remind people that you never know who's watching. I think it's a good lesson. You never know who's watching, and the world may be watching, you know. You should probably just do the right thing when you feel like no one's watching. And I think this is an example of that. You know, I think cutting out an eye roll is not getting the full picture. I think it's good he didn't cut it out. I'm glad he didn't see it because people got to see.
Oh, like, hey, this person's rude. I've never thought it. People obviously have been going ham, making their own posts, doing their own thing. And I'm not here to tell you what to do or what not to do, but I am here to just tell you my experience. Not only just J-Lo, anybody, you know what I mean? I've never felt anybody was like rude to me. I think people are at work, they're rushed, the world is crazy, and I never take it personal. I do want to thank all you guys for watching the content, for commenting, for having my back on things.
Okay.
I love all you guys. It's been so cool to see these glam bots grow over the years. And I'm just like so honored to bring you this cool content. Yeah, thanks for watching. Love you guys. I'll see you on the next carpet.
You know, look, I get it, okay? And no offense, he has to say all this. He can't come out and say, yeah, this person was super rude, because then I would think that would de-incentivize other celebrities from coming and doing the glam bot. You know, he has to make it as approachable as possible. I understand that. I understand exactly what he's saying. And he probably doesn't feel that it's rude, but the truth is we saw what we saw. Nobody can tell us any different. So initially people were very receptive to this video, okay? They said, I'll answer for you since you're too kind. With almost 500,000 likes on this comment, and it's a picture of J-Lo's glam bot. Cole, blink twice if her team reached out. Almost 200,000 likes. J-Lo PR team working overtime this weekend. Yeah, like, haven't stopped watching Olandria's glam bot. Can't wait for more from her. Thank you, Cole. People are like, you know what, Cole? Like, it's okay, King. You can't say it, but we know. She read our comments, huh? But then things started to take a turn. And it's at this point, maybe in retrospect, Cole should not have come to her defense or made this video, because then things started to come out about Cole. Things that were not very good, let's just say, okay? We're gonna go over those things. Apparently, you're not so nice either. The tide's shifting. Between 10,000 and 1 million, tell us again how much the glam bot costs, Cole. So this is in reference to the drama we're about to find out. Okay, guys, not good. You are the meanest. The call is literally coming from inside the house. You act like we didn't see that glam bot. I'm interested in hiring the glam bot. What would be the price? I heard a rumor. My birthday's next weekend. How much is the glam bot? Guys, let's just say things devolved really fast from this point, because a tweet hit the timeline. Here we have Pop Crave tweeting, glam bot director Cole is under fire for his responses to a possible customer inquiring about the camera for a wedding. Walliser reportedly doubted the woman's ability to pay for his services. Let's take a look at this. So this TikTok account, Young Yink V, took to the timeline and basically posted some receipts of an interaction that she had with Cole in 2019. So these are some receipts that she's obviously been sitting on for a while. I think that this is somebody who's been waiting on his demise for, several years at this point. And, I don't necessarily blame her, because this is like a really rude interaction. And I think that I need to explain to you why this was so jarring, because as I explained to you, Cole was the everyday guy in a lot of people's hearts and minds, okay? He was the friendly, happy-go-lucky director of the glam bot. He was one of us interacting with these celebrities. He was the litmus test for whether or not a celebrity would be nice to the everyday guy. So when you see these emails, these are very much business emails. These are not personal emails whatsoever, okay? This is a business inquiry. These are not super invasive to be reading these, okay? Let me just make that distinction. I think that that image of him started to crumble. By the way, when she posted these tweets, she captioned it, "Weird way to respond to an inquiry, don't you think?" So this was the original inquiry, apparently in March of 2019. She says, "Hi, are you / the glam bot available for private events such as a wedding? I'd love to have you at mine September 20th and September 22nd. Please let me know your availability and rates." Okay, so she was emailing Cole. He says, "Hi, Yinka. Thanks for reaching out. Just so you are aware, the glam bot is a camera system and personnel used by a network television station for one of the biggest red carpets of the year. It is not cheap. If you feel like something like this might be within your budget range, then I am happy to discuss further. Thanks." Weird thing to say, but okay, you know what? I'll let it go for now. It gets worse. Okay, it's about to get worse. She responds, "Hi, Cole. Yeah, it's something in my budget range. Thanks." And to me, this is where the wheels just really start to fall off here, okay? It's just beyond unimaginably rude. Copy. I don't see how you could be, since I didn't say how much it was, and could be between $10,000 and $1 million. Now, what the hell kind of range is that? $10,000 and $1 million? The range is just absurd. I'm sorry, 10,000 and 1 million. What are you talking about? Why would it ever vary that much? Just the immediate passive-aggressive response, I don't see how it could, because I didn't say how much it was. This is like a Pretty Woman moment. Once again, another life lesson. There's so many life lessons in here. That's why I say, guys, celebrity culture is anthropological. Don't let anyone tell you different. What you should never do is determine somebody else's budget for them, okay? And assume that somebody can't afford something. Number one, it's just beyond rude, but it's also just really poor practice, especially for, a business owner, somebody that works with other people. I mean, anybody, it's just, you don't do that. She responds, "Yeah, I just assumed it was very pricey since it's featured at the Oscars. So what are the steps to book? Would you be the person that comes, or do you just work with them for red carpets? What's the rundown?" It's like pulling teeth to get info out of this guy. He's being very pompous about it, clearly. Gatekeeping the glam bot for some reason. It's like, dude, don't you want to make a sale? It's a crew of about 15 people, plus network setups, rehearsals, gear drop-off, camera rental, lighting rental, insurance, permits, etc., etc., etc. He's not answering the questions. Okay, clearly he doesn't want to. He's trying to make it seem like it's like this bigger deal than it is. You know, she asked other things like, okay, so is it you? Are you going to be there? Hello, what's the pricing? So where would I begin? Through you, or is there a website? By the way, I would have been out 2 emails ago. Okay, after the disrespect, but you know, shout out to this person for continuing on for the plot, I suppose. So he just replies back, okay, it's $300,000. I'll take a 10% deposit to secure the gear, and once I have the deposit, I can do a contract. Ready to get started? He's pulling this out of his ass. She's given him no information about her wedding, no background about this is where it's gonna be, can you be there, how many people that are gonna be there. He just pulls it out of his ass. Given this information, just so strange. Between $10,000 and $1 million, it was $300,000. Okay, great. She says, thanks, Cole. I'll reach out by Monday. And then he finally replies, if you wanted to know how much it costs, you just needed to ask. You don't need to pretend you're going to book it. She asked about 2 different times how much it is, okay? And she did in her original inquiry as well. Like, the rudeness, it's so strange. And then she goes, I did. That's why I asked. I want to book it, question mark. Trust me, I couldn't have gone back and forth this long with this person. This is just so unprofessional and rude. Dismissive. The theme of this video apparently is just everyone's dismissive of each other. You know, basic kindness, guys. Like, this is if there's a lesson here, basic kindness, okay? You never know when somebody's watching. Just don't be an asshole. So people were like, whoa, 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 whoa. This is the sweet, friendly Cole from the Glambot. He's the one who's responding in such a rude and passive-aggressive way. Like, you know, in one of my videos, I think it was actually the one about Hub's life, there was a guy that made a TikTok and he said something very interesting, and he was basically talking about the concept of enemy marketing. I think that's what it was called anyway. Basically, don't become the one thing that would turn your audience against you. It's all of us united under one common enemy. And I think that's why a lot of the wheels started to fall off when, through these emails, the persona of the amazingly kind and friendly, down-to-earth Cole that people know and love as the Glambot guy, that's starting to fall away. And the reality is setting in that maybe he thinks he's a celebrity now, and he thinks he's above all of us as well. And then you become the enemy, which is like the one thing you don't want to do. So these emails were very damning, not good. And a lot of people had a lot to say about it. It says, I get that he was likely profiling her amongst other things, and she is indeed rich, but there is no service in the world that would make me not end the conversation at the first sign of disrespect. Exactly. There is nothing he is offering that will earn him the right to talk to me like this. I am loved at home. I won't give my money to anyone who types or talks like this. We sometimes like to go ahead and prove our point, and I hope that she didn't. Yeah, I don't think she ended up hiring the Glambot. If someone disrespects you, walk away. And then she followed up as well with this other tweet, which I just think is crazy. So she said, this is my last tweet about this shit for real, but this is sending me. It's a comment apparently from Nigel Barker, who's a famous photographer. You might recognize him. He was a judge on America's Next Top Model with Tyra Banks. And he said, I used to be the Glambot director several years ago, and I have since booked the camera system on other jobs, like for an Aloe campaign. It costs around $25,000 for a basic package in NY or LA. I was the director at the Globes and the Grammys. This is evidence that he was actually working as the Glambot director for a period of time. These prices are ridiculous. He's pulling $300,000 out of his arse. This was like significantly lower than what he had quoted her at. Like, this whole situation is just weird.
The Glambot guy responding to those emails, like the 365 button girl, is killing me. It was very much giving like, it's only for me to understand. I don't have to explain myself. And it's like, baby, the rates. Not for nothing. Glambot was getting old.
She said it, not me. But the sun may be setting on Glambot. The novelty of watching the happy-go-lucky guy interact with celebrities and like kind of getting this fly on the wall interaction observation, it kind of wears off when you realize that, oh, this may not be who he has portrayed himself to be.
We've already seen everyone's Glambots. Yeah. They're not that fun. And they 9 times out of 10 actually do make people look terrible because it zooms in way too close and nobody knows exactly when to move.
Oh yeah, people's eyes are all over the place. Like, especially when people are like turned around and then they have to find the camera as they turn back. But the camera is like so fast that their eyes are like, usually they're like over here and then they finally like come back over. And it's just, guys, if I were a celebrity, I would avoid that Glambot like the damn plague. I would not go near that thing. I don't even know if I'd be in the background.
I'm the only person shocked by this Cole Glambot drama. I like to think I'm a good judge of character, but I thought he seemed like the sweetest person ever, but those emails are so rude.
Yeah, I think this was sort of shocking and jarring because, you know, there were no signs. It's just like, dude, come on, man. We were rooting rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Speaking of Tyra Banks, why were you being an asshole to someone who didn't deserve it? I think what a lot of people don't like to feel is they do not like to feel duped. That is for sure.
I think there are a couple different parts to this. First of all, why is his email so accessible if the service is so exclusive? I feel like if you're not open to doing weddings or normal people, events, then maybe just be harder to find.
This is one of the best points of all time, truly. It's like, he wants it to be this celebrity only event, so it seems. And he wants it to be this exclusive, like he's annoyed when regular people are reaching out. Okay, then why can I email you? Okay, why am I able to find your email and you're the one responding? It's not even like your assistant or something. You are actually responding to me. So it's like, yeah, why are you making yourself so accessible if you don't want people to email you and waste your time?
To reach out to, so that people with Connect only can reach out to you if that's all you're open to. On the other hand, the woman who reached out to him was very clear that this is within her budget. But that's the thing, is if you're getting an email from a random person, you don't know, they're just wasting your time, blah, blah, blah. But still, I think he was ridiculously rude to someone who is a potential client. He did not have to talk to her that way.
By the way, it's been a few days now since these emails came out. If they were fake, let's say, because some people are like, oh, they're fake. If they were, I think he would have said something.
He very much was calling her broke the whole time. He was definitely rude, but we have all the information on this woman and we know she's rich, but I don't think he had that information at the time, so.
It's so gross. Everyone peacocks around. Who's got money? Who doesn't have money? Are you deserving of the glambot treatment? Are you not? I think that's just one thing about celebrity culture, is just everybody thinks they're so important. That's what's so fascinating about celebrities, is because they're some of the most desperate, attention-seeking people of all time, and of course they're gonna do the glam bot kind of thing. That whole world is just so self-important and just pretentious, and it's just I think that's the other part of it. It's you're acting like you're a stuck-up celebrity.
That someone would try and hire your services and you would say, I'm a little too expensive for you, I think. And they go, no, we're good. So you go, are you sure about that? And they go, I'm fine. So you give them a number without knowing any of the details for what they want your services for.
That was weird. $300,000 out of nowhere.
And they go, yeah, that works. And you go, you could have just asked me how much it was. What are we even doing here? You take picture, video, whatever on the fucking runway, bro. You want to charge $1 million. I want to point out
$1 million for you to show up to a wedding, okay?
Also, lighting and camera rental. If you are charging $10,000 to $1 million for a session, why are you not owning your equipment?
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't even realize that. It's camera rental and doesn't own it. It's the whole thing's so stupid. And the concept of a glam bot, by the way, it's not proprietary. It's really not. I mean, just the name obviously is, but an action camera on a moving rig. Okay, come on, guys. There's people in NYC doing it right now. For $10, you can stand in a 360 moving platform and a camera goes around you and you get a similar result. I get it. Some of it's art, it's artistic direction, whatever, but $1 million? $1 million. I just thought this was funny. Oh, how the tide can turn. So J-Lo's had quite a week. It says, I'm sorry, but after seeing the glambot inquiry emails, I actually think J-Lo could have been meaner to Cole. He might need to be humbled. Yeah, I just thought it was kind of a joke. But look, everybody should be nicer, okay? J-Lo was an asshole. Cole was an asshole. And then this tweet, which I need to translate. One moment. Okay. I hate people who work with the public and don't know how to deal with them. Did someone ask the price of something? Just respond, whether it's with the price or indicating how to get a quote. You don't want to do the job? Reply that you can't do it for whatever reason. Are you not the one we're talking to? Respond, indicating who to speak to. Easiest thing in the world, for God's sake. It's so easy. Be professional. If you don't want to take inquiries, then don't have your email out there. Once again, why are you so accessible? I think it's an ego thing, truly. Well then, guys, another DM surfaced, and it's not looking good, okay? Even his first response was unnecessary. You asked about rates and all he had to do was provide them. Don't worry about my budget. Give me a number and the answer is yes or no. You don't know who I am, who I could work for, or what I do. This was nasty from the beginning. And then this Twitter account, Eyes on Roman replies, said the same thing to me, and it's a screenshot of DMs between him on Instagram, and it says, can we book you for a wedding? And he goes, hey dude, I mean, you can, but there's a reason the glambot is only at the Oscars, the Grammys, and the Golden Golden Globes. Money emoji, money emoji, money emoji. Dude, why are you replying directly to people's Instagram DMs? It's just so weird. It's the way he assumes anyone that is inquiring about rates for the Glambot is broke unless they're a celebrity. Exactly. You know, and I think that the narrative is starting to build of like, this guy thinks he's a celebrity or something. I don't know. But, you know, that's the way that it's starting to look. He thinks that he's like, you know, too good. He's the one running this thing for celebrities. Everyday people, non-famous people need not apply. That's what we're getting here. And then this tweet came out, okay? And they said, no shade. He paid me and the other girls dust when we did our Glambot at the Emmys. LMAO. I guess we weren't famous enough for him. Somebody else replies and said, let's talk about it, cause same. Story after story, floodgates were open, okay? Like I said, they just kept coming, okay? It just kept coming. The hits, they didn't stop, all right? While we're at it, can we also address him using AI to generate a simple caption for a TikTok and not even bothering to remove the AI response header? This is real, by the way. This is still up. Here's a clean grammar and spell check, keeping the tone and energy the same. So he clearly putting this in like Chat GPT or something. And it says, the key to success in Hollywood is staying true to yourself. And I think Hudson embodies that completely. I wasn't going to tell my fellow BC boy he can't do what's in his heart to do. I'm here to help people shine, not dim anybody's light. So here's Hudson Williams being true to himself on the Glambot. Dude, this is this exclusive high-end service that's $10,000 to $1 million. You're this director that's highly sought after, creative, artistic person who's using AI. This is part of the services, using AI captions. I just don't think it has any part in this artistic process if that's how you want to portray it, okay? What are we doing? Seriously. We can't even come up with captions now? We're that lazy? It's laziness. Okay, hey dude, let's not be using AI for simple captions. Come on. I'm crying. Everything about this is fraudulent, even the caption. Okay, people are not happy. I'm sure I'm being stupid, but how is it that the director of the Glambot is such a large looming figure? He didn't invent it. He doesn't own it. I don't understand why we need to know about him. Wait a minute. So he's charging all this, he's asking all this, he's doing all this, and he doesn't even own the Glambot? Okay, it's not even his idea, but he's like gatekeeping all things Glambot to anyone who's not a celebrity or not famous, you know? And then this tweet came up from Pop Crave. It said, director Joseph Kahn reveals he originated the Glambot a decade ago, before Cole Walliser. Yes, I created it back in 2016 for E. The lighting, camera work, lens choices, and methodology are all my design, okay? And a lot of people didn't know this. A lot of people felt like because Cole is so synonymous with Glambot that he actually had created it. And, you know, and therefore maybe it makes more sense why the price is so expensive. You know, if it's truly his artistic vision that's coming to life in a sort of proprietary way. But it's like, dude, this isn't even your idea. It's not even your concept. This is a tweet from February of 2016, 10 years ago, okay? Big congrats to Joseph Kahn, director of E! Glambot, for his Grammys award tonight for Bad Blood, okay? And then he goes on to say, do you want to operate a Glambot? Here's how you do it. Put your iPhone on a selfie stick, record it in slow motion, swing it at someone really fast, stabilize it with editing software, slow it with a good app. Congrats, you just made $300,000 at a wedding. So the actual creator of the Glambot's like, dude, it's really not that hard to make a Glambot. Based on this, and based on what Nigel Barker said as well, the pricing's absurd. $10,000 to $1 million. I'll never forget that price. I'll never forget it.
You guys have to know that like this isn't just gonna be all Glambot. 2019, 2020, when I first started to pop on like Instagram, and I remember waking up, I think I had like 30,000 followers, and then I went to like 70 within a week, and I was like, or like 100. And I was like, the first thing I did was like just post a selfie, because I was like, you guys have to know that like this isn't just gonna be all Glambot.
So, you know, this was a strange video I found, and he's apparently at some sort of college or school or something, and he's giving a discussion to the class, probably about how to grow a social media following or something like that. I think it's interesting because it's like, here he's talking about basically how he's using the Glambot to grow his own following and, you know, propel himself forward as like this sort of celebrity in his own sense, okay? And like push his own public image forward, which is not necessarily bad or wrong, but this guy's definitely more calculated than I think what people saw him as. I think given all the other background that we've been finding out with him acting like so dismissive, rude, pretentious, like above it all, like I only work with celebrities, you know, I think that he actually is now starting to see himself as that. Like I really think that he let the fame of all of this get to his head, if I had to give my opinion.
And as soon as I realized that I was popping for like slow-mo stuff, I'm repositioning now. I'm gonna sell you on my personality like from day one. So like, yeah, you're gonna get Glambots, but I'm gonna throw in as much other
So here's the other thing about this clip, okay? Here he's acknowledging I was pumping in my personality to every video. And I think realizing that that might not be his actual personality, he's actually kind of a pretentious asshole behind the scenes. And once again, you know, I don't think any of us want to feel like we've been duped or we've been lied to. It's like, how hard is it to just be the person that you are presenting? It's not that hard, okay? So, you know, it's fine to inject as much personality as you want into these videos and grow with the success of the glam bot, but to do it sort of fraudulently is weird.
I know that glam bots are not going to last forever, and so I'm like planting the seeds of doing other stuff now.
So he goes, to add context, at the time, I wasn't accustomed to posting my face, but I've always tried to market my personality over my jobs because who knows how long I'll do slow-mo videos for. I would do them forever, by the way. But I figure if I bring you along the ride, then you'll be down no matter what I get into next. That was the thought, at least. Once again, nothing wrong with this sentiment and this idea, this thinking, as long as you do it authentically. And I think that people are realizing, maybe it wasn't so real.
I feel like the glam bot has run its course. I think we're like in the last year or two of the glam bot. We get it.
Look, a lot of people are saying this. He's even saying this, quite frankly. You know, the glam bot's not going to last forever. And while it is, I think, currently one of the biggest celebrity tools for PR, good PR preservation, or PR destruction, I do think that it's getting a little bit old. I mean, at some point, we've seen every pose that can be done. We've seen celebrities do it like literally 3 times now. We've seen it.
We get it. I don't think this is going to be a permanent thing for award shows. It was cute, really cool shot. Got about 2-3 years left. All right. You know, this isn't, by the way, I'm not defending J-Lo at all. I have several videos about it.
I mean, they were both wrong.
But the glam bot and Cole, we gonna have to shift a little bit. Maybe, I don't know, friend, might have to entertain weddings. I know you're charging like $1 million. But, yeah. It's about time to wrap up this glam bot.
Well, anyway, I'm curious to know if you think that this is the end of the glam bot. You know, I'm personally conflicted about it because I think that people will always watch them, even if it is getting kind of stale or whatever. I mean, I think at some point you do have to pivot and just realize that it's time to move on to something else. And, you know, something will pop up in its place, I'm sure. I just personally find it to be so interesting how big the glam bot has become and how powerful it has become to shifting conversations that are happening around celebrities and really shifting the narratives, and how a glam bot can truly make or break a person's career and public image. It's really crazy. So anyway, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, and if you want more videos like this one, many more are coming, okay? So you need to subscribe, turn your notifications on so you'll be notified when I post, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.